today's video, we're going to talk about how I created a bunch of loopable and smoothed motion capture clips using Rokoko Studio Preview. I'm Sam Lazarus, Creative Director for Rokoko, and we are going to record some motion capture and we'll bring it into Studio Preview where we will apply some smoothing filters and create perfect loops. We can then take those loops into Unreal Engine and use them to previs a scene or retarget them onto some actual characters. The assets that we created for this video are also available for you to download for free. Check the description to find a link. We'll keep the workflow quick and easy on this one, so let's jump into it. For this pack of assets, we're going to be making some convenience store looping background assets. And so here I am in Rokoko Studio in a Smart Suit Pro 2 and Smart Gloves, and I'm just recording my motion capture. And for looping clips, I want to make sure that I always go back to kind of a neutral position, so we'll have a good loop we can make out of it. I also recorded some leaning, some sitting down mocap, some bored attendant checking their phone mocap. I'll also make sure to edit any foot contacts that I need to. And then when I'm done renaming and cleaning up my clips, I will just close out my project. I'm not going to export these clips because we're going to close Rokoko Studio and then go and open Studio Preview. Let's quickly run through how we can smooth out and create a looping clip from that choosing an item animation that we started with. First, I'll go and find a good neutral pose to start our loop at, and then I'll go find a similar pose to end our loop at, put our out point there. Then I will go click Apply Loop Magic and check all these boxes, and then change the transition time to 0.5, which is what I usually start at. I'll do a little editing of my in and out points to make sure my loop is good, but then, as you can see, we've got this really seamless loop now. Next, I'll go and add some smoothing across our entire looped clip. Smoothing starts by default at 7, and if I crank it up to 10, you can really see the effect that smoothing has. It makes the mocap practically unusable. If I crank it back down to almost nothing, this is essentially my initial mocap recording. I usually put smoothing at around 5. I find this is the best mix of my original recording, but then it also adds some of that smooth, buttery feeling that audiences especially are more used to seeing with animated characters. Then I will right click on my loop, hit export, and export out our loop. And after I'm done with this clip, I'll go through to the other clips that we recorded and do the same process. Now we can jump over to Unreal Engine. So I'm in Unreal Engine 5.6 and I will go to add our mocap into my scene. Always make sure to have FBX animation selected when you're importing your Rokoko mocap. On this dialog box, we want to keep the skeleton empty and make sure that import animations is checked and then import our motion capture. And after it processes, we can open up these animation sequences and here you go. Here is my choosing an item loop. So next I'll just time lapse through creating a little convenience store scene for us to previs out and just add some background characters to. For things like this, I like to use the Unreal Mannequin as my background characters. So I'll right click on our choosing item loop and I will go to retarget animations. Then I will go select the Unreal Mannequin as the source and export our animation. And then you can see I can open it up right here and we have the loop playing in Unreal on our mannequin. I can then add the character to our scene, place it in our row here, and then if I hit play in the editor, you can see our animation will start playing. But I like the loop to be going even if I'm not in play mode in the editor. In order to have the animation just be going at all times, I can select the mannequin and then in the details panel, type in update animation. And we want to check update animation in editor. And when you do that, the animation will just play on your character in the scene even if you're not in play mode. Then I can go and retarget all my mocap clips to mannequins and female mannequins just to populate my scene with. And because all of these animations are perfect loops, I can just kind of add them to the background and never have to worry about an animation stopping or some character in the background being static. These loops will just keep going forever and I can just move cameras around, check out lighting, and see what I like about the scene, which is where I have the most fun using Unreal in the first place, right? That level of flexibility and just being able to play around in your scene and see what you like in real time. We can also throw this mocap onto an actual character to put in our scene as well. We just right click on our motion capture, go to retarget animation, and then select this robot character, hit export animation. And now I can put this full on character in my scene. And again, this is still looping, and I can hit update animation in editor on this character as well. And I can just play around with camera angles and see what I like. Being able to easily create custom loops for your background characters in the Unreal Engine adds so much life to your Unreal scenes, and it makes doing previs and looking around and getting to know the environments you're building a lot more cinematic and also just a lot more fun because something is always moving in the background. You can download all of the clips that we created for this video down in the description below. So there you go, that's how you use Rokoko Studio Preview to create a bunch of smoothed and looping motion capture assets for your Unreal Engine scenes. Put any questions you have down in the comments below. And if you want to know more about Rokoko Studio Preview or our Unreal Engine 5.6 workflow, check out our YouTube channel where we have much more deep dive videos for you there. Okay, see you in the next video. Bye.